How can I explain to my boss that I wasted several million euros to build a product that no one needs? Well, we almost got there 2 years ago, and fortunately, the story I'd like to share today eventually prevented us from getting into this situation. My name is Stefan Jacobs. I'm product owner of the Mercedes-Benz Car Configurator, a tool that supports our users to build and buy their dream vehicle. In the next 15 minutes, I'd like to share how we convinced our stakeholders that an agile and user-centric mindset is a key factor for profound business decisions. How we transformed a delivery team into a user-centric innovation team, and how we work at Mercedes-Benz IO in order to create products that our users love. Well, the story started back in 2019 when the car configurator had lots of problems. Technology was outdated, it was annoyingly slow, extremely buggy, insufficient product information, the UI was unstructured and not intuitive at all. The car configurator was not only a pain in the ass for our users, it also did not support our business well. So we decided to change the situation and set an ambitious goal. We decided to build the best car configurator in the industry, one that our users would love. So, how is a car configurator supposed to be so that users love it? We had two opposing ideas in the company. Basically, it was the dispute between revolution and evolution. Idea one was the revolution, a completely new and radically simplified configuration concept, a long pager with a very simple and appealing user interface, much less equipment options than the current configurator, a cleaner appearance, all detailed product information provided as link outs, and the mission statement was build your custom-made vehicle with about 10 clicks. And idea two, the evolution, was basically an improved version of the existing concept. We wanted to keep the large quantity of options, but improve the content structure and the guidance. We wanted to add high quality information about each equipment option and create an immersive experience with 3D visualizations. The mission statement was build your dream vehicle in about 10 minutes. That's about the time a user needs today to create a configuration. There were good arguments for both ideas and also good arguments against both ideas. So we decided to let the users decide. The plan was to build two prototypes and to test them against each other in different markets, to gather feedback from users and to find out which concept they would prefer, and then to define the new configurator vision based on these insights. We incubated a project team and hired about 30 people, UX experts, CI experts, designers, backend, frontend developers, data specialists, so everything you can imagine. We defined a time frame of 3 months to design and build the two prototypes in a user-centric process and kicked the whole thing off. During this period, we had weekly reviews with the stakeholders from the higher Daimler management, where we shared user test results and showed the prototype iterations. And they were fascinated by the way we are working and also by the progress we made. And after some weeks, most of them, and also most of us, to be honest, had a clear preference for one of the prototypes, the revolutionary new approach, because that was fresh, it was exciting, simple, and visually very appealing. So most people in the higher Daimler management were thrilled by this concept. And after the prototypes were ready, we handed them over to an external agency and they started the final A/B test in our 5 most relevant markets. And this was supposed to take about 4 weeks. And while we were waiting, I noticed a lot of activities in the Daimler management. Budgets were calculated, the organization was restructured, new teams were planned. Obviously, they were preparing to build this revolutionary new concept before we got the test results. And I remember that I became a bit frustrated about this and asked one of the Daimler managers, why are you doing all this before we got the test results? What's the purpose of investing all this time and money to run an A/B test to let users decide if you now make a gut decision? And he answered, well, we know anyway which idea will win, don't we? He just argued that 90% of us were sure that the revolutionary approach was the right way to go. So why not starting to go? And when finally the test results came in, it was a big surprise because the users preferred the other prototype, despite the expectations of most of us. They wanted us to stick to the current concept and to just fix all the problems. So all preparations were stopped, and we decided to improve the existing configurator instead of building a new one. And this surprising turn was extremely important for us, mainly for two reasons. One is the economic aspect. To build a configurator, you need a lot of money and time. It costs several million euros every year, and this A/B test literally prevented us from wasting tons of money in the following years to build the wrong product. And second, that's probably even more important, it triggered a change of mindset. The surprising results showed everyone that user centricity isn't just a fancy thing for UX designers, but it's a powerful method to make profound and evidence-based business decisions. This experience helped a lot to create the confidence among our stakeholders so that they officially instructed us to start the evolution of the car configurator in the agile and user-centric way we had demonstrated in the prototype project. And that's not a natural thing at all in a big corporation like Daimler, which strongly believes in waterfall project management. So the next big challenge was, how can we change the existing delivery team of the car configurator to become a user-centric innovation team? The obvious first thing was to add new roles to the team. In addition to the old setup with mostly backend and frontend developers and one designer, we added customer insights experts, data analytics experts, a growth manager, and a lot more UX designers for this user-centric process we were planning. But more important was to achieve a change of mindset in the team, and therefore we started to organize a regular customer day every 6 weeks, and it goes like this. We invite 5 to 8 potential customers and have moderated user tests. Usually we test prototypes of new features or the live website. And each interview is about 30 minutes. The whole team of 25 people watches the interviews in separate room, so not visible to the test person. And after the interview, the team comes together and we talk about what we have witnessed during the interview, and we discuss learnings and possible quick wins. And I remember how surprised the team was in the beginning when we first saw how users struggled with what we thought are the easiest things. Pick a color or pick a wheel. And the customer days helped to create a feeling for the pains and needs of our users and also for the weaknesses of our app. Everyone understood how important it is to have a simple and intuitive UI and to have a fluid technical performance. This understanding of our users is the precondition for creating an excellent user experience. And we also changed our processes from a pure Scrum delivery framework to a dual track process which combines elements of Lean UX, Google Sprints, Scrum, and Kanban. The key element in this user-centric process is the UX design process. And that's basically a weekly schedule with a clear task for every day of the week. On day 1, the task is to understand the problem and ideate possible solutions. Day 2, create designs. On day 3, we create an interactive prototype. On day 4, create an online user test based on the interactive prototype, and that's usually a Friday in our schedule, because over the weekend we then let users test this prototype online in an unmoderated user test, and when we come back on the next Monday, we review the results and learn from them. And we always start with a problem and define a dedicated sub-team for the task with all the experts needed to solve this problem. So usually that's 4 people, UX designer, a customer insights expert, and a front-end and a back-end developer. And this collaboration between designers and developers from the very beginning helps us to make sure that we create technically feasible solutions. And so the team comes up with a first idea, creates a prototype, tests with users, then they learn from the test and adapt the solution. And that's what they do over and over and over again, until they decide that the solution is good enough to be implemented. And then they hand it over to the delivery stream in order to be developed and implemented into the live application. And usually we have a release every 2 weeks, which means our app is getting a little bit better every 2 weeks. And if there's a business hypothesis connected to a feature that we release, for instance, we believe we are going to create more leads with this feature, we are usually running an A/B test after it was implemented in order to validate if the new feature actually delivers the expected business effect. And here too, we might have several iterations to learn, measure, and adapt the solution until we are happy with the result. In this phase, the iterations are not based on qualitative user insights like in the UX design process, but on quantitative analytics data from real customers on the live website. Basically, we have 3 phases in the development of our product, and we continuously try to integrate user feedback in all 3 phases using different methods. So the first phase is discover and learn. That's supposed to discover the topics for our roadmap and to prioritize them. Here we use online surveys, personas, competitor benchmark, and stuff like this. And the second phase, design and build, that's supposed to create prototypes and UX solutions. We use moderated and unmoderated user tests, the customer days that I've just described, and card sortings, stuff like this. And in the third phase is launch and measure. That's supposed to implement the solutions on the live website and measure the effect. We typically use A/B testing, data analytics, and industry benchmark surveys. This way of working with users and data is a lot of fun, but is it successful? Well, we use different metrics to measure the user experience and business KPI. When we started in 2019, the users ranked the Mercedes-Benz configurator on position 20 in the most important industry benchmark, PSYMA. Since then, the curve shows a constant improvement in every wave of the survey, which is conducted twice a year. And last year, we were super happy when users ranked us top 3 of the configurators in the world. The user experience questionnaire is another qualitative tool to measure different aspects of user experience. It is one of the most important indicators for us, and the different curves show in the development over time from bottom to top. Also here, it's constantly getting better each time we measure. And for our management, more important than the happiness of our users are hard business facts. In the last year, we improved the business KPI by about 250%. That means we transferred 3 to 4 times more users to the Mercedes-Benz dealerships than before. And that is real business. That's money we make. That's an awesome result. And for sure, there are 1,000 things we can improve with regard to the way we are working. But we can clearly draw one conclusion, and that's actually one of the core beliefs we have at Mercedes-Benz IO. User-centric and agile product development is a reliable tool for increasing our business success and to create products our users love. Thank you for listening.